Hi friends and happy new year. Welcome to my first video of 2026. Y'all actually don't understand how excited I am to be filming this right now, and I'm gonna share why. Number one, I have been sick for the past week and I finally woke up feeling like a human again, so I'm so excited to be out of bed. Number two, I haven't filmed something for this channel in like a month or so, and that's not for lack of trying. I have been filming, but I've just decided to scratch it all because it was Christmas content and I'm not in the mood to edit that and post that. But also I was super busy filming Bookmas, like short form content over on my TikTok and Instagram, so if you don't follow me there, it's always linked to my bio. Go watch it, go catch up. That was super fun to do, but I'm a long content girly through and through, so I'm back to my roots. I'm so happy to be back. And number three, I just have so much I want to talk to y'all about. How last year ended, what I got for Christmas bookish related, my new reading goals for 2026. I have so much I want to talk about. So grab a coffee, get comfy, and I'm gonna start with what I got for Christmas. Starting off with a bang. Look at these beautiful classics. I feel like the camera's not even doing them justice, but they're so beautiful. They have gold edges and I am obsessed with each and every one of them. They are a bit smaller, like compared to a regular size book. Also, they are so heavy. I feel like I'm lifting weights right now, but Little Women, oh my gosh, I'm so obsessed with these. The Secret Garden, this design, are y'all kidding me? But I'm not sure I'm gonna put these on my bookshelves. I might use them as a decoration, like in the living room or something, because they are so beautiful. Mom, if you're watching this, thank you so much for all of this that I'm about to share. You crushed Christmas this year, and I think I have mentioned it once on this channel, but we actually decided to draw names this year for the holidays, and my mom got me and she killed it, so yeah. Then I got 3 of the Windy City series books. I'm so excited for these. I sent my mom this link so long ago because I knew they were getting traditionally published and I still wanted these indie covers, so she pulled through and got them for me. If you're wondering why I only got 3 of them, I don't plan on reading the first one. I think it's like Mile High or something like that. I've just heard way too many negative things about that book. I don't have any interest. And then I previously already had The Right Move, but it is the traditionally published one. Obviously, I did not realize that. And they are not going to match in size, which is really going to bother me. So that will be a future me problem. Then she got me Big Magic and The Christmas Guest. And now, saving the best for last, my new prized possessions. My love for the Emily Wilde series has no bounds, and I got yet another set of special editions. These are from Owl Crate, and I'm definitely gonna put an overlay in here of me showing them further in detail because there's no way I can do them justice, but they're so beautiful, from the end pages and the sprayed edges, and they have her signature. The dust jacket is also reversible. I'm seriously obsessed with these. Y'all have no idea. I'm definitely gonna have to redo my shelves because right now I only have 1 bookshelf for these books and I have to display these. So also, this is so small, but my mom got me these Barnes & Noble bags and I am obsessed with them. I'm so glad she picked these up for me. I was actually using those bags to protect my new gold butterfly bookends. These are so pretty, but I already have butterfly bookends, so I'm thinking maybe I'll put these with the classics in the living room, like I said, for decoration. And then my sweet father surprised me with an early birthday gift. I was not expecting this, but it is a dragonfly mirror. Like, I swear, y'all, this is on my Pinterest. I literally have a dragonfly tattoo. I'm so happy with this. Okay, I'm sorry this is taking so long, but then my best friend Elizabeth got me this moon jelly cat that I wanted for so long, but it is always out of stock. And then my mom actually gave me these Hubbles, I think is what they're called, from Germany. These have been passed down in her family for so long. There's actually a date on here. I think it's 1948. Yeah. And I'm just a sucker for anything passed down, like family heirlooms. I cannot wait to display these on my bookshelves and eventually keep the tradition going. And last but not least is another pre-loved item that has been in my family. This was my grandma's, and I found it when we were going through things, and I was like, can I take that? And she didn't care. She was happy to get rid of it. So I am so excited to have this. If y'all didn't know, I just have this little green one. Here, I'll show y'all. I just have this little crappy green one, which is fine and has done me well. But like, we all know that boombox is gonna hold up for years and years to come. Also, the speakers are much better. Okay, if y'all are still watching, thank you. I know that was a lot. I am now gonna share B-roll of me fixing up this room and reorganizing my shelves. But in real life, I'm going to share the haul from my half-price Barnes & Noble after Christmas sale, but I'm not gonna put it in the video until like halfway through because I know I just talked for a lot. So y'all will have another haul to look forward to, but for now, let's clean this room up. Hello friends, I'm here with updates. First thing, I want to explain the clips y'all just saw because yes, I was reading John Green's The Anthropocene Reviewed and I have a library copy, but y'all just watched me go and pick up my own copy, and that is because it is so good that I want to annotate it, and I found that out on page 7. John Green is a very talented author, and I was reading a passage out to my husband and I was complaining that I wanted to underline it, and he said, okay, let's go buy our own copy because I want to read it too. So we called up our local secondhand bookstore. They said they might have one in stock. So we risked it and we found one, and it was like $9 or something like that. So first, let me read y'all out the passage that brought me to all of that. Wait, before I do that, let me just intro this a little. This is a non-fiction book, and on the front it says Essays on a Human-Centered Planet. So they're just short stories. I think the longest one has been around 10 pages maybe. And actually, I wouldn't call them short stories. It's just like being in John Green's mind, which I really enjoy. And even though I'm physically reading it, I swear I can hear him saying these words. I, like many other people, love the Green brothers. They raised me. So yeah, back to the passage I was going to read to y'all. It says, "It has taken me all my life up to now to fall in love with the world, but I've started to feel it the last couple of years. To fall in love with the world isn't to ignore or overlook suffering, both human and otherwise. For me anyway, to fall in love with the world is to look up at the night sky and feel your mind swim before the beauty and the distance of the stars. It is to hold your children while they cry, to watch as the sycamore trees leaf out in June. When my breastbone starts to hurt and my throat tightens and tears well in my eyes, I want to look away from feeling. I want to deflect with irony or anything else that will keep me from feeling directly. We all know how loving ends, but I want to fall in love with the world anyway, to let it crack me open. I want to feel what there is to feel while I am here. And yeah, that was in the first little introduction pages, and I was like, okay, this is going to be a good book. So we went and grabbed our own copy, and I have a few tabs going, and I want to say I'm on like the third or fourth essay, which is page 28, and I'm enjoying it a lot. But because it's, you know, essays, I'm not like going to binge this. I'm actually going to set it down for the night and pick up a new book that I thought I would introduce to y'all. This is A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. This is also from my library, so hopefully I don't need to buy a copy of this too, but it is fairly short. It is around 150 pages, and I want to go into this blind, so I will tell y'all the only thing I know, and that is that it's a cozy sci-fi. Now, I am not a big science fiction girl. I would even say that I strongly dislike science fiction because the one that everyone loves, Project Hail Mary, still didn't really do it for me. I hated the science in that. So I think this will be more up my alley because I really enjoy cozy books. That is how I'm going to spend the rest of my night. It is about to be 9 p.m. on January 1st. I'm feeling very good for 2026. I'm just so glad I'm not sick anymore, you guys. Also random, but I've only had like water and coconut water and body armors and stuff to make me feel good. So I'm now feeling well enough to have a yummy beverage, and that is Olipop's new flavor, Shirley Temple. Y'all, this is so good. Run out and grab some. My favorite flavor before this was grape, but I think this is gonna take the cake. It's very yummy. Oh, and one last thing. I am so happy with the changes made in my book room. I still have a lot of cleaning to do. I kind of just did the fun part of organizing, but it took me so long. I swear I was doing that for like 3 hours or something like that. Anyways, it may not look like a lot of changes were made to y'all, but to me, I really like it. It feels very full. I'm happy with the books that are on display. And yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. Now, let's get reading. Hi, Past Sydney here with another haul because like I told y'all, I did really well at the half price book sale, and I wasn't kidding. I don't have that much from Barnes & Noble, so maybe let's start there. I actually didn't get any books there, which makes this bag even more ironic. I got it for free as a member. I already have like 4 of these. I didn't really need another one, but I got it because I found a color that I didn't have. This was their after Christmas sale that was 25% off with an extra 10% if you are a member. So I got all of this for 35% off. I got 2 vinyls, Olivia Dean's The Art of Loving. Just like the rest of the world, I am so obsessed with Olivia Dean and her music and who she is as a person. I really like her. She was actually my second artist on Spotify's Wrapped. And then I just got Fearless for my sister's birthday this month. And lastly, I got a new puzzle. I'm ready to re-enter my puzzle era. My husband actually just fixed my puzzle board, so it's ready to be used again. And I did one over the break that was like 500 and it was so easy. So my husband told me to get an 1,000-piece one, which I have not done an 1,000-piece puzzle by myself ever, So I'm a bit intimidated, but this one is so cute and I'm really excited. I like this brand a lot. Now moving on to my half price books haul. I think their sale was 20% off for like 3 days, and I went the first day right when they opened. I had certain books I wanted to grab and I did. I'm gonna go through these quick and not like dive into them, but we have A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. This is actually the sequel to The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which is quite a title. I have not read either of those, but I saw this used and I know I'm gonna love it. So I grabbed it. Then we have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I don't think I've read anything by this author, which is crazy because I've heard nothing but good things. So I'm not sure this is the first book in the series. I'll have to do some research and find out, but very excited. And then we have Heartstopper 4. I feel like my half price books always have these and I just never bite the bullet. I don't know why, but I found one in good condition and I, you know, saw the sale, so I thought, why not? And then we have another sequel. This comes after The Spell Shop, and it is The Enchanted Greenhouse. I'm excited to get to this. And then I kind of hit the jackpot because I found 4 paperback Mistborns, which I already have one, which I bought at Barnes & Noble for, you know, full price. These are fairly new. So when my husband saw these used, I was thrilled. The most expensive one is $12, which is a steal. And then 2 more, which I'm just realizing I don't think y'all got to see me read this author's other work that I just read for the first time, The Unmaking of June Farrow, because I think I cut that video, but I read that book and I fell in love with it. I was like crying so hard at it. Anyways, getting back on track, this is Spells for Forgetting by the same author. Of course, I was gonna pick that up after reading that masterpiece. And then Book of the Month, Alchemy of Secrets. I really like the star sprayed edges on this. As you can see behind me, I really like Stephanie Garber's work. And I'm definitely scared to get into this, which is why I haven't read it yet. But maybe this is a sign. Back with some updates, but I feel like I first need to address the elephant or cat in the room because I know this sweater is quite breathtaking, but I just got it at my first antiquing of the year. They were actually having a sale and I got a bunch of clothes for $5 like each, and I'm very, very happy with it. I really, really love cozy, one-of-a-kind, grandma-y pieces like this. And look, like, I mean, he has his own scarf. Are you kidding me? Okay, anyways, I'm here because it is Sunday the 4th and I go back to work tomorrow. So I do have the Sunday scaries a bit and I have finished a book, so I wanted to update y'all regardless. But I wanted to wind down with the book, you know, feeling Sunday scaries, you want to accommodate that by relaxing and whatnot. But I already read some of John Green's book, the nonfiction that I've been reading, and like I said, this is not a book I'm going to binge. Like, I read a few short stories today and I just made it to page 40, so this will probably not be finished for another week or so. And I found myself tonight looking at my shelves, looking at my physical TBR, and trying to see what would be a quick read so I can read it and then get this video posted. And I hate that. I don't want to be doing that for 2026. I don't want to be rushing my reading, thinking about the amount of books I have in a specific video. Like, it's really, really not that serious. So I thought now would be the perfect time to also talk about my reading goals for the year and just have a chat on what y'all can expect in 2026 from me. Also, we do need to talk about my reading journal because I do love what I've done. But yeah, I don't think you've seen this page, but I have my reading goals listed here. So let me read them out to y'all. The first one is read one nonfiction every month, which obviously y'all can tell I've already started one. Ever since I started reading again, like in my adult life, I've definitely read like 1 to 2 nonfictions a year. Maybe last year, if we're counting memoirs, like 5 or so. But yeah, I'm trying to get that to 12, so 1 every month. The next goal is to DNF books when I'm not enjoying them. Obviously, that is a no-brainer. I do think I got a little better with that last year. I probably DNF'd 5 or so books. And then next goal, this one is very important to me, at the top of my list if I had to rank these. Read more diversely, go out of the way to find POC authors, people of color authors. So what I'm trying to avoid is getting to the end of the month and seeing that I read 8 or so books all by white authors. Like that's what we're not doing in 2026. And unfortunately, it is so easy for that to happen, for people to just say like, oh, I read what's popular on Book Talk or what I found on Goodreads, all of those things. And so my goal is to go out of the way to not let that happen, because I mean, that's how the system was built. You know, you walk into Barnes and Noble, you look at a table, like for the most part, you're not going to see, you know, a Black author, a Hispanic author, like a trans author. That's just not how it is. And so my plan is to do that research. So every month I'm not looking at a list of books from white authors. And I recommend y'all to do the same. Next up, I want to try to read every day. And I might have been doing that, I don't know. But I'm gonna keep a streak on the app Fable to at least hold me accountable and make sure I'm doing that. Next up is to read 3 classics. Last year I read 1, Pride and Prejudice, really loved it, and now I want to read so many others. I really, really want to get to Anne of Green Gables. I think I will love that. But yeah, read 3 classics bare minimum. I would prefer to read 1 each season, so I was gonna say 4, but we all know how busy quarter 4 gets, so I put 3. Then I wrote continue using my library. I did a really good job of that last year, and I just want to keep that going this year. Then this one is one that I'm bad at. It is stay on top of my reading journal. As y'all saw in the previous clips, I have not done that, and I still have so many entries I need to go back and backlog all my thoughts, and I don't really want to do that. But I think future me will be so happy when I have all of my thoughts physically written down. And imagine later down the line my kids find this and then they get to see how much I read that year and whatnot. I think that's really cool. I'm excited to do that. Next up, more buddy reads. Yes, I have so much fun when I read something alongside someone and get their thoughts. We get to discuss back and forth. And lastly, I put continue secondhand shopping, like buying books. And yeah, I'm really good at that. I just want to keep those vibes going for my wallet's sake and the environment. So yeah, those are my reading goals. But I didn't even tell y'all about like my number reading goal. So let's talk about it, because in years past, I have put 100, probably for the last 2 years. Apologies, that was my husband. But like I was saying, I have consistently read 100 books. The past 2 or 3 years, I don't know, but this year I'm actually making my reading goal 50 because I want to slow down, prioritize other hobbies. Also, looking at the year ahead, we've planned some pretty big life changes, so I don't want to be stressed out by a reading goal. That's not what this is about. So I made it 50. We'll see how I do. Looking at my reading journal, I currently have 50 little squares filled out, and as I get closer to this number, I'll decide if I need to start like counting by 5s or so, or like what I'll do. I'll decide later on. But yeah, I will flip through real quick for y'all. I have my 2025 stats. I don't love this page, but what are you gonna do? Then this isn't filled out either. I plan on printing out my 5-star reads of last year there. Then we just have a cover page for 2026. My favorite books. I always do this spread. For example, this was the past years. And then, oh, I did this spread last year as well. I don't know if you can read that, but it says 26 books I want to read off my physical TBR in 2026. But what I really mean in fine print is if I don't, I need to get rid of these books. Because I listed 26 books that I've had for over 1 year. So I got these books in 2024 or before that. And if I don't read them this year, like they have to go. And lastly, I did a January spread. I meant to do it on this page. Whoa! Sorry, that is just life with 4 cats, but yeah, and then this is how I plan on doing my book reviews. I previously did them like this, so I just switched it up a little, but yeah, I wanted to be able to write more of my thoughts, so that's what we have. And you know what? That review was for the book I've read, so let's just go ahead and move into talking about that, and then we'll circle back to my goals like I was talking about. I've gotten this title wrong like 4 times. I'm gonna try it one more time. Here we have the first book I read this year, A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. This was cute. It is very short, only 150 pages, and I definitely enjoyed the last half way more than the first half. So I'm very glad there's a second book, because with how this book ends, I think I will enjoy that book a lot more than this one. Actually, I guess I should give y'all a better synopsis, because the one I gave y'all earlier was like nothing. It was just the genres, I think. But here we are following a monk and a robot. The monk is really our main character. For the first 30%, we actually don't even know the robot, which that shocked me a little. I kept waiting and waiting. I really did not know where this was going to go. Like, at first, our monk takes a different path of life. He has a career change, and I totally thought that was going to be this story. And then it said 2 years later, and I said, oh, okay. But eventually we do meet the robot, and that's when things got really good, in my opinion. And we get to just see them converse. They both have so many questions for one another. They're both teaching things to each other, and it's just very sweet. It's very wholesome. But it is also much more philosophical than I thought. But I'm giving it a 3.5 just because, like I said, I didn't really enjoy that beginning part. And then the last chapter, honestly, the last few paragraphs, I would have given that section 5 stars. If, you know, the whole book would have been like that, I would have rated it higher. But that's why I have high hopes for book 2. And then the only other book update I have for y'all as of now is the Anthropocene Reviewed. Like I said, I'm still very early in, but I have been annotating a few things. I have been learning a lot, like I always do with the Green Brothers, but you will not get a final update on this book in this video. This is gonna be a long time coming. And yeah, that's actually all I have for y'all. And I know I only read 1 book, but I'm telling myself it's okay. I don't need to read 3 books in every reading vlog that I put out for y'all. Plus, you know, this was kind of more of a reset start of 2026 anyways. But yeah, I have just put too much pressure on myself in the past to read a certain amount of books. And that's not the energy we're bringing in to this next year. So yeah, I am going to turn off the camera, find a book I want to read, no matter the length, and probably start a new vlog, which you can probably expect that I will read 2 books in, and that is okay. Anyways, let me know if you liked this video. I had a lot of fun at filming it. Let me know what you liked from my multiple hauls, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye guys.